So it was quite a change in my life. So my mom, she brought us into the kitchen, and I could tell things were bad. And I knew that my dad was getting sick again. But she brought us into the kitchen and she looked seriously at us and she said, "Hey, I just want to make sure, but do you guys think I should leave Dad?" She looked at me and Matt, and I was like, yes, because, I was scared of him. And so we decided that we would go to a shelter, and that way we would be safe. So we decided to go find a women's shelter. It definitely wasn't safe for us to go to any family members, as my mom had tried that before and it didn't work out very well. It was around Christmas time. I remember getting a Christmas present at the shelter, and a lot of things changed in my heart and mind at that time. While we were there, my brother was panicked about my dad. He felt like he needed to be with my dad and that my dad might die if he didn't. So even though he was really young, probably, I think he was, I think I was 9 or 10. So he was 12-ish. If it was Christmas time, I would have been turning 10 shortly after that. So it had been a while, a few weeks, and my mom really shielded me mostly of everything that was happening. I don't actually remember my dad or my brother and dad getting together. I don't know how that happened. I don't know how it worked out that my mom knew where my dad was and brought him. Honestly, none of that. There's no recollection of that whatsoever in my memories. I do remember after being at the shelter, going to my grandma's, and all of a sudden my mom was really panicking that she had decided to let Matt go with Dad and my brother go with my dad. And so she decided that she needed to figure out where they were and what was going on. And she started asking friends. And her panic of my brother not knowing where he was very profound. I remember her crying and Grandma praying. And so then the next thing I remember is my mom had found my brother. And so, of course, I was so happy that my brother was back. And somehow, maybe my brother was there and knew what my dad had done. But a friend of my mom's had went and checked on our house. So I remember them talking about it, and we were heading towards the house and going to look at it. We had a big, beautiful house. It was quite a bit of land up on Capitol Highway in Oregon City, in Oregon. And so we're driving up to the house, and I remember my parents or my mom talking and saying that my dad had taken a caulking stuff to seal the whole house, and he sealed the doors, everything, windows, and then he put a hose inside the waterbed in my parents' room, which was used as a attic storage space and also their room. Mostly they used it for their room because there was only two bedrooms, one bathroom in the whole house. So me and my brother got the 2 bedrooms on the main floor. There was a hole downstairs, huge basement. But anyway, they slept upstairs in the water, and they had a water bed. And my dad took the hose, and he had brought it upstairs and put it in the window somehow, and put the hose, or maybe he just brought it upstairs. I don't really remember. And then he took the hose and he put it in the waterbed and he taped it in there. And he went outside after completely finishing the seal, turned the water on full blast, and they left. Now, I'm not sure if I remember if my brother was there or not at the time, and maybe he was the one that was telling my mom the story of how they did it. But they left. There was a friend of my parents, and he was very close to them, had been close to them for years. And he actually was the one that found the house in the way that it was. And he took a rock because he told my mom that the house was bulging. He took a rock and he threw it through the back window. And he said the water just burst out of the back window. So we're on our way to go see the house. And I was excited to see the house because I wanted to get all my toys back and all my stuff. But as I was listening to what my mom was saying, then I realized that I probably really didn't have any stuff left. So I was worried. My dad had always loved to shop, and he loved new things. He loved every newest toy, and we had the newest microwave, and we had an amazing record player, and my dad would pick me up and sway to the music of the record player. It was one of my most fond memories. We always had the latest and greatest. So then we walk up to the door, and I'm really kind of nervous. My mom opens it, and it was just dark and smelly and slimy and moldy. Oh, it stunk so bad. And we walked through. The first thing that we came to was the kitchen. And I just remember the feeling of that house was like so different. It was so dark, had cobwebs all over it. And then I walked into the small hallway where my bedroom was, and I went into my bedroom, and it was gone. There was nothing left. The only thing I had was the toy that I got from the shelter. And it's difficult when your life changes so drastically. That house definitely was some of my most fondest memories of my childhood, and also some of the worst memories of my childhood. And you see the difference in your family, the chaos that you just have to be strong. I was just a little girl. I was walking through the ruins of my own home. And water dries and mold can be cleaned, but something changed in me at that time.